Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Coin Lady channel. Another US bank has collapsed. To put it another way, it's on its last legs. But take a look at Reuters' front page. This headline actually dates back to yesterday. But it has been updated within the past few hours. We've updated this using the most recent information available. The FDIC is getting ready to put First Republic into receivership, though, so that's the headline. The First Republic Bank, you guessed it. What's fascinating is that cryptocurrency exchanges don't appear to care. I can assure you that XRP couldn't give a damn. The current XRP price. The price of XRP has been steadily rising over the period of this conversation, totaling around 24 hours. It's like, la-dee-da, and I couldn't care less. It's remarkable to see this in the face of the news, which normally would have sent XRP and other cryptocurrencies down if it were the first bank collapse announcement of the year. You know how in the previous several months we've had 3 other banks fail. What were their names? Silicon Valley Bank, Signature Bank, if I recall correctly. Silvergate was the other one, I believe. That building, I believe, is a bank. To what extent am I correct? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. I believe I have that correct. But in any case, history will eventually forget them. Just put them out of your mind for good. But those 3 are probably it. Some might argue that the market isn't reacting to the downside because it hasn't technically failed yet, but we're still waiting for that 4th event to occur. And I'm thinking, just go with the rumor. Get the word out, kid. Don't you have any sense by this point? Markets tend to respond soon as information becomes available. And then when it actually occurs, market participants don't care. That settles that. The headline is also a complete and utter joke. There are a few things I'd like to comment on. From the Crypto Basics article, analysts weigh in on whether or not XRP is ready for a 30%, 30,000% surge. However, there are a few things I must clarify before I continue. I come from a completely monetary background-free background. You should not buy or sell anything based on anything I say or write because I am not giving financial advice. I'm just a fan that occasionally posts films to YouTube regarding crypto-related subjects for pleasure and as a pastime. Okay, then. XRP is currently trading at 48 cents as I make this video. In addition, the current time is 11:49 a.m. April 29 at midnight, Central Time Zone. Time of day, Saturday? I had to quickly check my phone at this point. Let me double check my understanding. However, XRP is currently trading at 48 cents, while Bitcoin is at $29,441. And yes, so again, over the last 24 hours, that is why, as I stated at the opening of the video, XRP does not care about failing banks today anyway, currently up over 3%. Bitcoin has a 46.3% share of the asset class's $1.23 trillion market valuation. Therefore, the trend of dominance has been relatively stable for the past month. And with a score of 64 on the Crypto Fear and Greed Index, the market is clearly supporting optimism. Oh no, a financial institution is failing. We couldn't give a damn. We are the embodiment of gluttony. Awesome. Sure would like to see that. I'm not confident that the crypto asset class is going to continually behave differently than, say, risk-off assets, but I also don't believe that you can predict when bad news will break. Although I can't say for sure that this will always be the case, in 2023 it seems reasonable to assume that cryptocurrency prices will fall whenever the stock market does. In my opinion, the public has become somewhat desensitized to bank-related headlines. Isn't it strange, though, that people have gotten used to bank collapses and think, well, we made it through the first 3, so I guess we're fine. In that case, what's one more? Right, because the cryptocurrency market showed no reaction to any of this. However, is XRP set for a 3,000% increase? No, that is not the case at all. I can skip reading the article altogether. Here's what I did about it. I typed percentage increase calculator into Google and up popped a handy tool. I used the one I discovered to enter some data in this box. The current price of XRP justifies a beginning value of 48 cents. I then entered a 300% growth rate. At that rate, 1 XRP would cost about $144.48. Also, my net worth would increase to around $7.30 trillion. Thus, significantly more than twice the all-time high of the crypto market cap. It's possible that price will be reached in the future. I'm not ruling it out. I won't speculate on market movements either. I'm just saying that if you're talking about a short-term spike to that, the only people who will fall for anything like this are complete crypto newbies who have no idea what they are doing and have no concept of how much money needs to flow in or how long it might take. However, XRP market cap of over $7.30 trillion suggests that it may be the cryptocurrency of choice in the long run. That doesn't strike me as crazy in the slightest. I'm not. I can't say for certain if this will occur with XRP or not. It's not completely out there to consider, but it's possible we're talking years here. The good news is that widespread adoption of cryptocurrency is happening at an exponential rate. The growth rate is improving, which is encouraging. And we've witnessed that over the past 14 years, in bull markets and down markets alike in the cryptocurrency asset class. That's why I don't try to predict the market. If we're talking decades from now, I have no idea what will happen to XRP. Something like that doesn't sound crazy, but what we desire isn't only worth it for the high price. It's because there's now very little financial incentive to do so. I don't really give a hoot about the price in general because there are so many variables involved, such as supply and demand. Okay, I get it. For my part, though, I can't help but wonder what would happen if demand suddenly skyrockets while there is now so little capital invested in the asset. In what ways does that boost the multiplier effect? Simply put, that is what I care about. The actors in plays like, these. When I go shopping or buy something online or whatever, I usually pay somewhere around 25 cents. So, if we're talking about rounding up from there, let's say $10. That's a far better return than you'd get by investing $100 and selling for $144. Not even a twofold rise, if you ask me. So, I'm saying that to show that when prices are low, it's because there's less money to go around. That's what raises its appeal. When it gets to that pricing point, I won't give a hoot about it anymore. I must now leave. I'm not trying to start an argument here, all I'm saying is that some crypto newbies appear to miss that point. Thus, it is not intended to dampen enthusiasm. Numerous positive developments give us cause for optimism. I predict that the value of XRP will skyrocket from its current level. I'm just stating that most people will never get rich from crypto and that we're just lucky to know about it now. I've been emphasizing this point for many years. That's not meant to be a downer, by the way. I'm psyched because I believe the average individual can make a fortune in cryptocurrency. Most people, I don't think, have what it takes to achieve that degree of success, whether it be in terms of knowledge, patience, emotional control, or any of the other things I've discussed at length over the years. Let's just say it's an ever-changing environment. Furthermore, with regards to the bank's collapse. Look at this, please. Here's what Reuters is reporting. First Republic is almost ready to be placed in receivership by the FDIC, U.S. government agency that guarantees bank deposits. The FDIC will soon initiate receivership proceedings against First Republic Bank. Shares of the lender dropped by about 50% in after-hours trading after a source familiar with the case said on Friday. A source close to the situation told Reuters that the U.S. banking regulator has decided there is no longer any time to pursue a rescue through the private sector for the ailing regional institution. And this is also worth mentioning because it is very funny indeed. You are all familiar with the concept of inverse Cramer, which is simply the belief that any investment strategy advocated by Jim Cramer is sound. Taking the polar opposite approach will serve you well. But if you take his advice to the letter, you're probably not going to fare too well. Someone on Twitter posted the following message. The 10th of March, this year, according to Jim Cramer. And he just said FRC's new focus very good bank and here you go, and that's First Republic Bank, of course. FRC, that's just the ticker symbol FRC, so First Republic Bank, and it displays right under the tweet what has happened to the stock price since then. Oh, my goodness, it's so funny. How can he be so wrong all the time? Remember Bear Stearns and Lehman Brothers when you say you're just being silly in light of the 2008 financial meltdown? Bear Stearns is operating normally. Stop acting so childishly. Keep in mind that I just used that word. That's all. No way, no how. He's completely wrong about everything, which is why I'm glad he thinks XRP is a huge hoax. Further adding to the absurdity, Watcher Guru reports that Jim Cramer has stated that the failure of First Republic Bank could signal the end of the banking crisis. The end of the world is near. This is the news that is being reported. But does that indicate the financial crisis has been resolved? Well, now I'm worried that it won't get enough attention. This is exactly what attorney John Deaton said, so he retweeted it and said it must be getting started. Sadly, you're right. However, let's delve deeper and consider alternative viewpoints. Since, as I mentioned at the outset of this video, XRP and really the entire crypto asset class don't give a damn that this bank is just imminently effed, right? Here's an article from the Daily Hodl: Bitcoin to take another leg up as trillions could potentially go into saving First Republic Bank, Arthur Hayes, and I found this topic interesting. People in the crypto industry and the investment community at large are generally dismissive of the news because, well, it's just another bank. Is it safe to assume that when things worsen and the value of the dollar drops, this will also be the case? Does that indicate Bitcoin and the rest of the cryptocurrency market is set to continue rising? I'm not so sure about that, but it seems to me that people here have become accustomed to the failure of financial institutions like banks. But I don't think this isolated episode can credibly signify a shift in the way investors are treating the crypto asset class as a whole. To me, that doesn't make any sense at all. According to the article, cryptocurrency expert and co-founder of BitMEX, Arthur Hayes thinks Bitcoin will rise because of the recent problems in the US financial system. Hayes tells his 376,200 Twitter followers that he thinks the Federal Reserve will inject more money into the market because of the present uncertainty surrounding First Republic Bank, which could propel risk assets like Bitcoin higher. The fact that you're laughing at a proposal to expand the Federal Reserve's balance sheet is, by the way, worth noting. But then again, what have we seen recently, if anything at all? What the Fed does next after the next FOMC meeting remains to be seen. But what have we really been witnessing? The goal of these rate increases has been to bring inflation down to a level that is more in line with what it should be or what it historically has been, especially over the past couple of decades. Right. Therefore, the opposite is true when money is injected. You would dismiss the federal government if they were your employee, I swear to God. Let me explain. All I'm saying is that the truth holds. According to Hayes, the government is considering expanding the emergency bank lending program it established last month in an effort to salvage failing banks in light of the potential acquisition of First Republic Bank by the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation due to the bank's financial uncertainties. With the goal of relieving liquidity pressures and assisting banks in covering depositors, the Bank Term Funding Program provides loans for a period of 1 year. Based on the amount of banks that could participate, some have speculated that this could provide as much as $2 trillion in liquidity. However, as Hayes points out, the federal program can only provide so much financial aid to the First Republic because to certain loan collateral criteria. However, Hayes speculates that this could lead to greater market liquidity as the federal government relaxes program eligibility requirements. Exactly. It's the same idea he brought up the other day about raising the debt ceiling, which is completely imaginary because the ceiling is just raised whenever it's reached and then forgotten about. So it's basically useless. So now you know exactly where the Fed stands in terms of its authority. So, you just change the rules, do anything you want, and then print some money and release it into the system, right? That's the way everything is being handled. However, Arthur Hayes' quote is below. Another US bank is on the verge of being closed by the FDIC on Friday. FRC has a problem because their balance sheet contains a lot of dog-ass words such commercial real estate loans and not enough treasuries, which are acceptable collateral for the bank's term funding program. Expect the bank term funding program to be expanded over the weekend to allow new types of loans to be eligible to swap for freshly produced dollars, United States dollars, unless some Muppet bank decides to bail out FRC. The addition of a few more $1 trillion to the tab will give Bitcoin a boost. Printing money. Go BRR. The small rolling thing is beyond my abilities, so I just said BRR. As if it were chilly. It's freezing outside. Regarding its future effects on Bitcoin, all I can say is that markets currently don't seem to give a hoot. Personally, I couldn't care less, if you want to know the truth. As if when the price drops, I still don't buy it. Oh, I'm so happy, I couldn't contain myself. Okay, I'll just dump some cash into the crypto market. Sure, why the heck not? However, the long-term effects on society as a whole remain unknown because of the emotional underpinnings of crucial financial decisions. It's insane, though, man. The reason being that he is likely correct. Therein lies the rub. If the regulations don't fit the federal government's current preferences, they can always be changed, and the government can always do whatever it wants anyway. The issue has been resolved perfectly. I take it you just scrubbed stuff off your hands. Things look like they could get interesting around here, but I have no idea what will happen in the near future, so I can't predict any benefits. But in the grand scheme of things, that seems like a bit more. Do you agree? I think it's crazy to talk about short-term, $144 XRP. But if you're talking about over a very long period of time, I don't know what crypto's market is, and a much larger crypto asset class, individual cryptocurrencies with multi-trillion-dollar market caps, is coming at some point. There could be a small number of cryptocurrencies with market capitalization in the trillions of dollars. The idea that a cryptocurrency like XRP may have such an advantage in such a well-established market is not completely outlandish. But by that time it's like, that's not as exciting, and I'm not going to hold all the way to that. I'll be leaving far earlier than that. After XRP or any asset reaches price discovery too quickly, way too fast, the market usually tanks, and the creators back down. That's when I might consider making another investment, but it would certainly be a drop in the bucket compared to what I now own. But by then, I'll have finished what I set out to do. However, in my opinion, investing is still the best way to amass sufficient wealth to change one's life. This is a dangerous crypto investment. It's a huge gamble, for sure. Many people completely wipe out their savings because they have no idea what they are doing. Despite their inability to rein in their feelings, the chance is still present. Certainly, it is, and XRP has access to it. I don't claim to be a financial expert. My words here should not be used as a basis for making any financial transactions. Please like if you enjoyed it. And subscribe my channel. See you later, bye.